everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ciera and I'm currently seeing the world. I am on the road living as a digital nomad. My friend John and I are currently living in Portland, Oregon, and last weekend we got to check out Multnomah Falls and hike around the Columbia River Gorge, which I highly recommend for anybody who's even like visiting Portland for just a weekend. It is absolutely beautiful. So when we were in the Columbia River Gorge, John and I hiked the Multnomah Falls to Wahkeena Falls trail, which was about 6 or 7 miles, but it was a loop trail, so it took us all the way around. We saw, oh my goodness, like maybe 4 or 5 different waterfalls. It was stunning. It was very quiet. So I put together this cute little video to kind of show you all what it looks like on that trail. It's definitely recommended for people who are a little bit more experienced, but it takes you away from the hustle and bustle of just like the little viewpoints at each waterfall. You really get to experience the scenery all around those trails and waterfalls. So check it out. So pretty, what the heck? Oh, this is just the freaking parking lot. So much greenery, I'm not used to it.
Definitely gotta take selfies.
Yeah, we are. Hi.
Hi.
We got to Multnomah Falls, it's like 7:30. So we left pretty early, and there's like a decent, like not a lot of people here, thankfully, but more people than I expected. So we're gonna go look at the falls, do a nice like 5-mile hike.
It's 5? I thought it was like 9 or 10.
Well, we're breaking them down. So instead of hiking to all like to 2 on the 9-mile hike, we're gonna visit 2 and then just drive somewhere else to like a 3-mile hike.
I'm just following her blindly.
As you must. Oh my goodness! I'm gonna take so many photos and videos. This is so pretty. What the heck? So Multnomah Falls is actually pretty recognizable. A lot of people take pictures from that first viewpoint with the bridge. It's actually the second largest waterfall in the United States. It's about 620 feet high. So it's very popular. A lot of people who come to Portland go visit it to see it and see it for themselves. So you can get to the pretty viewpoint we were just at by like walking 10 minutes from the parking lot. We can get to the actual bridge at the waterfall. I think it's like a 1/4-mile hike up. There's some switchbacks, nothing too crazy.
What's
I'm
a
excited.
switchback?
Switchback is when it goes like zigzag up a mountain, so it makes it less steep than going straight up it. So if you pass the bridge and continue on the trail past Multnomah Falls, you start climbing and you'll see this really cool viewpoint that looks over the entire Columbia River, and across the way you'll be able to actually see like the state of Washington, which is really cool to see. So pretty. But not as majestic as the Wild John. The trail is overgrown in some areas, so you'll see a lot of critters. Like we found this cool banana slug just kind of hanging out on the trail. Just be careful where you walk and where you step because you don't know who you're stepping on. As you continue on the trail, you'll start to climb, and as you climb, at least for us, there's a ton of fog, which is really cool to see. We could see it at the bottom of the falls, but as we were hiking, we actually entered the fog, which is pretty. Now we're hiking above the fog line. It looks kind of eerie. Like how I imagine California forest must look during wildfire season. Crazy. It seems like most people only hike to the Multnomah Falls bridge, so once you're on this part of the trail, it gets pretty empty and sparse, so you have it to yourself. What I love about this trail is that it follows the creeks and the waterfalls, so you're really always next to running water, seeing really pretty sights and just hearing it rush by. We're now past the main part of the falls and the upper falls. I'm talking to the camera. So now as we traverse, we're going on a little less trafficked area, not really paved, so it's much more quiet, much more serene. Pretty cool. This trail's super beautiful. I mean, you get to see some great overhangs, tons of brush, and really beautiful waterways. But I would say it's more of a moderate level. You definitely it is longer. I believe it's like 7 miles. It can get slippery, it can get muddy, it's a little overgrown. So I would recommend it more for someone who's a bit more experienced. John, how far would you say we've hiked at this point?
I'd estimate maybe 2 miles, 3 miles.
Yeah, 2.5 maybe.
Yeah, a few more.
It's a decent incline. It's definitely not.
You have to watch your step.
Yeah.
It's wet and narrow.
Yeah, once it gets slippery, I go a lot slower and just try to make sure I don't fall. But so far, we've seen maybe 2-3 other groups on the trail. So it's been real quiet.
And sparse.
Getting real sparse. Definitely not a maintained trail, which is actually way cooler. I don't know. I feel like it's way prettier. It's worth the extra hike up, especially since there's less people and you see rivers and creeks and different rock faces and stuff like that.
It smells really good, or maybe it's just her.
I smell like sweat, so he thinks my sweat smells good, maybe. Now we're on the descent, heading to the next waterfall. The trail's getting busier, but it's not too bad still. There's definitely more colorful flowers and stuff, but it's a lot foggier again. Hi, John. Such a pretty waterfall. So I turned the corner and saw this waterfall, and this dad with his kids saw me go, and he's like, and I was like, well, the adult dad looked at me and gave me a thumbs up. I was like, I turned literally that corner right there and saw it, and I just could not hide my expression, and I made a friend on the trail, which is pretty awesome.
Good photos.
Good photos, great photo opportunity. Just everywhere you turn, there's a new waterfall, a new pretty place to see. I love the PNW. So the trail we're hiking is called Multnomah Falls to Wahkeena Falls Loop. We started at Multnomah and made our way to Wahkeena, and you see tons of waterfalls along the way, along with some really great viewpoints. So we started over here. And to all the way over here. And now we're here. We're gonna go this way and back around. I don't know how long it is in total. I'll see what Strava says, but so far so good. If you take this trail, I definitely recommend stopping at Lemon's Viewpoint because you get a really great view of the river and Washington on the other side. Bye, friend. You'll know you're getting towards the end of the trail once you come to Wahkeena Falls. It's beautiful, other waterfall with a little bridge. It's just gushing. It's really wonderful. The good thing about a loop trail is it's not an out and back. You don't hike to a point and then go back the same way you came. It comes into one giant circle and brings you back to where you started, which is conveniently where we parked. So we've made it through most of the trail. We're in the last part now. On the way back to the car, there's a nice little return trail between the two falls. So we'll get in the car and just drive on to the next one and figure out what we want to do around there. So John, we have now completed, 7 miles? Not bad. What do you think of the hike?
It was good. A lot of views, a lot of little critters.
Yeah, there's some slugs, some centipedes.
Photos. I'm happy.
Yeah. There's a lot of waterfalls. I thought it'd just be 1 or 2, but I was surprised. But there's just a lot of creeks that are all connected to the same waterfall, I guess, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, if you ask me. The first couple miles were definitely an incline. harder than I've hiked in a while, but not undoable. Just kind of go slow, enjoy it. Probably the hardest part was just where it's slippery, I think. What do you think?
Yeah. Going downhill for me, it's more technical.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I suck at, like, I'm a very slow uphill hiker, but once I start going downhill, I'm
Yeah,
zooming.
she was zooming. I had to get her to stop because
Yeah.
she was just going too fast.
And I'd be like, oh, wait, I'll slow down. But, like, it's also nice because there's so much to see that, like, I'll stop and, like, look at flowers or, like, a bug or something. So, like, it all evens out, I think. But overall, I don't know. I would recommend it. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we started at, like, 7:30. We got here maybe 7:15. There was maybe, like, 10 to 12 cars in the parking lot. But we just finished around 10:30 now in the morning, and it's completely full. All the parking lots are full. There's tons of people on the trail and just taking pictures and out in like the little courtyard where like the restaurant is and stuff like that. So if you're trying to come, definitely come early if you have a chance, because it's nice and quiet. You can actually get a parking spot and not be stressed out.
Let them know what the name of the falls was again.
Multnomah Falls is where we started. I can't pronounce the name of the second falls, but I'll add it. I'll add a link to it. But yeah, we started here, and it's just like a 6-mile loop trail from here to the other falls and then back. So
Like 7.
more like 7. You know, Strava says 7, so we trust Strava. But overall, pretty good hike.
I'm
Good way to start the
satisfied.
morning. So we drove about 20 minutes from where we last were. We're now at Bridalveil Falls, which is a smaller parking lot, less busy. We still had to wait for a parking spot though. So that was tough, but not horrible. Wait maybe 10-15 minutes, found one. And this one's just a short little hike, less than a mile down to the falls, so nothing too bad. I think after this we're gonna get some lunch. Ugh, be macking. This trail is a bit shorter, a little bit of an incline, but overall pretty doable because of how short it is. Like a 5-minute walk, yay!
She's not even wearing her hiking boots.
No, I'm wearing my Tevas. Look at my little Tevas. I have boots that match his, but this is a short one, so I wanted to be comfortable. Exactly 2/3 of a mile. Nice. And now we get to go eat. Yay! Yummy. There's John. He's switching out his shoes, but we did it. Now we're gonna drive. Overall, not bad. It's good for someone who like doesn't want to hike or doesn't like hiking or can't really go that far. You get to see a pretty sick waterfall. I thought it'd be really small, but pretty decently sized. Really pretty. Not too crowded, which is nice. Like Multnomah Falls is super packed. This one is like the parking lot's small enough that like it's not too crazy on the trail, which is nice. Lots of families, people of all ages, so that's cool. Hungry, I'm gonna grub, I'm gonna get some chicken and waffles. Ugh. If you like the video, please hit that like button. If you want to keep up with our adventures as we continue through the Pacific Northwest and through the Western US, hit that subscribe button and be sure to check out my future videos. Thanks everyone.